is up, everybody? Mac, aka your boy, coming at you with yet again another installment of I Said What I Said, Don't At Me. And this has been a winner. It's been about a week since my last episode. A lot of off the wall stuff going on. Obviously, you all know coronavirus is going on out there, and social distancing and self quarantine and all this other crazy stuff going on. So, before I get started, I hope everybody who's watching and listening is doing well, being safe, taking the necessary precautions, and just doing well overall, mentally and physically. Because I know for a lot of people who are more outgoing and tend to feed off of social interaction, I hope you guys are doing right. Obviously, TikTok, Instagram, because I noticed a lot of celebrities have been going live and everything on their Instagram, trying to get in touch with people, make things better. Musical artists are doing like concerts from inside their home, or like putting on shows or performing from in their homes and all that stuff. So, I mean, everything for the most part on my end in the McCoy household is doing fine. So hopefully everything's going well for you guys as well. With that being said, also with everybody having to stay home and do things, Netflix and other streaming services have gotten a boost in, I would say, ratings and whatnot. So, excuse me while I get some water. So with that being said, if you haven't heard, or you've been under a rock, or I don't know what's going on in your life, there is no way you have not heard of a show called Tiger King on Netflix. And I am the biggest component of I'll get around to watching something later. I'm not a fan of watching it as it comes out. For some, I will do that. Mostly, like if I'm on TV, I'm watching sports. And since sports is not a thing right now, I've just been watching my anime on Crunchyroll and just playing Xbox and, you know, so forth and so on, trying to think of content to come up with. Mostly what I've been doing is writing some material for when open mics start back up. But that neither here nor there. What I want to talk to you guys about is this show, Tiger King. I'll do another podcast about what I've been doing in my spare time. But let's talk about this show, Tiger King, which could be some stand-up material, because the cast of characters in this documentary, real life documentary, is something out of a Saturday Night Live sketch or a TLC show. Because let me tell you, my overall thing when I watched this, when it was over, I was like, there's no way that these characters are real, right? They have to be a caricature. They have to be a made-up version of real people, because there's no way there are people like this in the world. Like, I would want to believe in my mind this is some made-up documentary, a mockumentary. But alas, I was wrong. The characters in this documentary are out of this world. Like, when you first watch the main character, who's, I'm going to call him Joe Exotic, because that's what he goes by, right? He has like this whole other legal name. But Joe Exotic, he sits down and you see this person's appearance. You're just like, stop. Get out of here. But no. And he's not the only one. Like, they're characters all up and through this documentary. So, Tiger King on Netflix, 7 episodes. It's a limited series or whatnot. All of them are about 45 minutes, so they're under an hour, so it's not too hard. Like, if you are a hardcore binger and you got nothing to do, you can kill this within a day. I will say I will try to talk about the show without ruining things, but it is highly preferred that you watch Tiger King before listening or watching this video, because I suck at trying to review shows without spoiling things. I'm going to give it my best shot. But it's one of them things, like, even if I explain it, you're not going to believe me until you see the show. That's how it is. Because I thought Netflix was out of this world with Abducted in Plain Sight. Like, I'm just like, there's no way there are people this stupid in the world. And that show has proven me wrong. So, and people told me, people were spoiling that show for me. And I was like, y'all are lying, till I watched it. And then I was just like, damn, y'all was telling the truth. So that's what Tiger King was. Shout out to everybody on Facebook for recommending it. They didn't give it away. They didn't give any spoilers away. So that's what I'm going to try not to do. All right. So the two main people in this thing that you're going to want to focus on is your boy, Joe Exotic, right? The Joe Dirt come to life dude. And then his arch nemesis, Carol Baskin, who is a whole nother thing, right? And I'll briefly give you a synopsis on their thing. So let's talk about Joe Exotic. So he's like the owner of the Grand Wynnewood Zoo or Exotic Park or Big Cat Park. They call it the GW Zoo, right? And this dude is gay, right? 50-something-year-old dude, gay. He has 2 husbands. And he hires a lot of ex-cons or people who are down on their luck or people with, like bottom of the barrel people to come work on his zoo, right? Or his Big Cat Park. He pays them $120 a week, and he's talking during it, and because he has like over, I think, 200 something big cats, and animals and stuff like that he has to feed, and he's like, in order to feed a tiger properly, it costs what I think like $30,000 a year or something like that, and all this. Like for something he was just like, to feed these tigers is like what, $250,000 a year or something like that. So he cuts that cost by having a truck go by Walmart and pick up their expired meat or meat that they can't put back on the shelves, and they pick that up and bring it in. So it's like bologna, ground beef, all this other stuff, right? So that's how he he kind of eats some of the cost of I guess feeding them like filet mignons and shit like that, right? Fucked up part is that the people that work for him, they're not getting really paid. They're not really getting paid enough to really eat, get what they need. So they actually get the first dibs on the meat truck. So they are actually picking up expired meat and all that other stuff and taking it to their trailer homes. And I mean, the conditions that his workers are living in is abysmal. But like I said, they have nowhere else to go. So it's like better than nothing to them, right? So that's going on. He has his own internet show, Joe Exotic TV. He had a producer who was producing it. He had a whole studio on his compound, on his zoo, on his grounds. And he was a self-proclaimed country music artist. He had like 2 albums produced by himself, shot the music videos in his zoo, it was this man, if this man was not the definition of an entrepreneur, I don't know what is. He came up on these cats. Apparently like he moved out, bought some cats before it was like super illegal. He was buying like tigers and shit like that and started breeding them and he just came up on these cats somehow, right? And he, I guess, found out the formula to make money was that people will go and pay anything. Like, first of all, people want to see these animals. They want to see tigers, lions, all this crazy stuff, right? So people will pay the money, come get a tour, and then you can pay extra for playtime with a tiger cub, right? So, however much, 300, whatever, they come through, they chill, get to play with the cub for like 15, 20 minutes, whatever, get to pet it, take pictures, all that stuff. So all that stuff is like its own separate package. So that's really where his money was coming in. These people paying money to come hang out and chill with the cubs. And he was also selling them to other zoos and parks and stuff like that, right? Because not a whole lot of zoos are getting tigers out of the wild because there's, based on this thing, only 4,000 tigers left in the wild. But in the U.S., there's like between 5,000 to 10,000 tigers living in captivity or something like that, which blew my mind. Like, I wanted to fact check that right off the bat because I'm like, what is happening here, right? So this dude is actually churning out probably millions of dollars a year of traffic coming into his park and all that other stuff. So he's making money because he's spending it on producers to come in for his show and all that stuff. So he's living that life. And then there's Carol, right? So Carol owns Big Cat Rescue, which is a cat sanctuary, big cat sanctuary in Tampa, right? Oh, by the way, Joe is in Oklahoma, some town, Winniewood, Oklahoma, or something like that. Carol is in Tampa, so two different states. And she owns Big Cat Rescue, which is a nonprofit organization, right? On the face of it, right? Because when you watch this show, you really see how she's actually making profit, and it doesn't really say that she's giving this profit to good causes, i.e., preserving the natural habitat of tigers or doing something to prevent the loss of their habitat. All this crazy stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So she owns Big Cat Rescue, nonprofit org. All her workers are volunteers, right? And it's the way it's leveled. You start as an intern, then you work your way up to whatever, and it's a color-based system. So like you start with a red shirt as an intern and so forth and so on until you become a senior keeper or whatnot. And I don't even know if you're getting paid. They're interviewing the people. They're just like, I work holidays and all that other stuff. So I'm just like, y'all are doing this voluntarily, like for free? Y'all are crazy. Like people, when you love animals that much, like there's no way you can love an animal more than you. And I know that sounds weird because there are people out there who love their pets. I get it, right? I get it. I talked about this on one of my other podcasts. Like you can have a dog and love that dog forever. But to volunteer to work to help tigers in this sanctuary, and you're volunteering, and it is 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, just so you can move up to the next colored shirt, just so you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, and no money is coming out of this. Like, what is going on? What is your family thinking when you're not showing up for Thanksgiving and Christmases because you got to feed tigers and lions and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, is this your, like, if this is a stepping stone to you becoming your own zookeeper or something one day, because you're not making no money off of this, and this lady Carol's making all this money off of this, and she's not sharing shit with you, how is that not a thing? Anyway, so first of all, she hates Joe and everybody else in the country who is profiting off of mainly breeding for cubs and then exploiting the cubs, making profit, i.e., petting, all this other stuff. Because she is saying all that humor interaction at that age really messes with tigers, and it shouldn't be. They're being exploited pretty much, which they have rights to not be exploited, like they vote or something, but that's neither here nor there. So anybody who's doing that, she's gunning for. She's always talking to some kind of senator, governor, some legislator, trying to get a law passed that makes it illegal for her enemies, I would say, to sell, breed, all this other stuff with these tigers. Because she is all about these tigers need to be free, roaming, all this other stuff, i.e. like on her sanctuary, which pretty much looks like the rest of the places that she's talking about. But apparently there's no human interaction between her people and the lions and tigers and bears and all that stuff, right? So that's her stance on that. So how she came about this, she was married previously at a young age, abusive relationship. She leaves. Some rich dude picks her up. They sleep together. The rich dude's already married. He leaves his previous wife and two daughters, gets with her, and because he's rich, he has cars, he has a few exotic animals. They start going and buying up bobcats and lynx and all this other stuff. And sooner or later, they have this whole exotic pet collection thing. And he's about breeding these animals and selling them because he's all about making the money. He's like a millionaire, right? He has money tied in real estate, all these other things. So he is a man on the grind. He is a hustler. And she's about, hey, I want to take care of these animals, this, that, and the third. They open up a wildlife park in Tampa. I forget what it's called, Exotic on Easy Street or Wildlife on Easy Street. This man wants to move it to Costa Rica because it's easier to breed and sell the animals from there because there's no law stopping them. She was like, I don't want to go to Costa Rica. I want to do it here. And so my man is just like, yo, you wild. I think I'm going to get a divorce. And then all of a sudden he disappears, right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened to this dude. if you let Carol tell it, he was going to Miami so he can fly to Costa Rica or something, and they never seen him again. Everybody and their mom is like, yo, you killed this dude and fed him to a tiger. Which is crazy because my wife, like, she was watching it, and before that even was a thing anybody brought up, she was like, oh, he dead, and a tiger ate him. And these cats are just like, yo, she murdered this dude to get his money because he was about to get this prenup, all this stuff. He had a lawyer on deck. His lawyer was weird looking. He had this, tie, polka dotted tie, looked like a twister mat and all this other crazy stuff. But yeah, she got away with it apparently. Like, he disappeared, and after 5 years, you can, make it a death, like a presumed dead. So once that happened, his will goes into effect, and then obviously she gets all the shit, right? Because she's the wife. Then she remarried some dude with big ears, right? And so now they both run the Big Cat Rescue, where she's getting checks from like Facebook and YouTube and social media for like $23,000 every week because of all the traffic that she brings to the site. So for this thing to be nonprofit, she seems to be profiting a lot of it. And not once during this thing, you would think somebody nonprofit would say something like, yo, all the money that I'm making from this thing, I'm giving to this World Wildlife Federation or something like that. She said nothing of the sort. To me, she seems like the crazy cat lady. She wears cat everything. Her whole house is painted some kind of cat thing. And her husband just follows her around like he has no, I don't know. It was weird. Another character in it is this Dr. Bhaganavan. So he runs the Tigers Preserve, and Tigers is an acronym. It stands for the Institute for Greatly Endangered and Rare Species, right? And it's like a world-renowned wildlife preserve in Myrtle Beach, 50 acres. And he and Joe pretty much do the same thing, but Dr. Bhaganavan is, I hope I'm saying it right, Bahagavan. Anyway, this dude looks like Dan Aykroyd. If Dan Aykroyd was playing a movie and in some costume, this man would look just like him. He's more official with his shit, I would say. His front is more professional. While Joe, I was about to call him Joe Dirt. Joe Exotics is more, backyard. I'm kind of doing this, playing this by ear type stuff. Like, this man is getting enough money. He has the property. He has it's a legal business. Like, the front is a legal business. I don't want to say front because it may be a legal business, but he's doing illegal shit to, you know what I'm saying? Because he also is doing the breeding and selling of cubs, right? The thing with him is people who used to work with him who have left his institute were saying there are rumors that he euthanizes cubs after they have grown out of the, I guess, profitable age range, where they get too big to start playing with customers and whatnot. He kills them, and then he cremates them in their on-site crematorium. And yo, if you're listening to this, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And I was the same way. But yeah, and then the person who left to tell that story was a former employee who told that the other employees that work for him, all the other women, are his partners. So this dude is this whole yoga, Dalai Lama, spiritualistic, all this thing. And he brings young women to work for him to be an intern or an apprentice or whatever. And for them to move up the ranks faster, they would have to let him smash, or they just, stay in whatever little stable that they were in, right? So like when you watch it, you see he has about like 5 partners, workers, employees / wives / all this other stuff. And this dude, he talks about Don. Like, they ask him about Don because apparently they all know each other, right? Because when you sell lion cubs back and forth, it is what it is. So he knows Don, but he's like, yo, Don was stupid because X, Y, and Z. He did not know when to stop doing shit, right? So basically a quick rundown between Joe and Carol. Carol is coming after Joe because Joe got offended when Carol started putting his shit on blast, like people selling Cubs, all this stuff. Profiting off of big cats is not cool. Joe and other people are just like, yo, you're doing the same shit. You know, you're charging people to come see the animals and stuff. All your workers are you know, don't get, you know, you don't have to pay your workers. So all this stuff's coming in your pocket. Are you even donating any of your money to all this other stuff? So everybody's like, you're doing the same thing, but you're making us look like the bad guys when you're doing the same shit, right? So like the thing between Joe and the doctor's just like, I'm good up here. I'm going to just mind my business and keep doing this. Joe's just like, you ain't going to talk about me like that, Carol, and nobody say shit back to you. So they go back and forth on some petty shit, back and forth, back and forth. Until Joe gets so fed up and like, cause Joe was kind of, I don't say he wasn't all there, but when you start watching this, you're like, this man, this man ain't all there. He assumes that people are against him. He assumes that there are spies in there because he's not doing everything on the up and up. There are things that he is doing that he knows is bad and he doesn't want other people to find out. Yet he has a reality TV crew following him all over the place recording shit, right? So my man is off the wall. He would do anything to try to clear his name. This dude tried to run for president in 2016 as an independent. This dude tried to run for governor as a libertarian in Oklahoma. And, yo, he was actually getting votes and all this shit. And he was using park money to do it, but he was already being sued by Carol and her husband because of copyright infringement on some shit. And then the last person I'm going to talk about is this dude, Jeff Lowe, right? So I talked about Joe owing money over a copyright infringement. So he was about to go bankrupt. This con man, Jeff Lowe, right? Jeff Lowe, who already off the bat, douchebag, right? Because the minute you see him, he has on an Affliction jacket, ripped jeans with the bedazzled back pockets, a Oakley hat with a bandana tied, and like instant douche. Like you see this dude, who the fuck is this douche? He's driving a Ferrari, but he has a gravel driveway. So off the bat, I'm just like, this dude is trying to front like he has money, right? So him and his wife, Lauren, they're swingers. And how they get potential I don't know, other swingers or other partners to swing with. He uses tiger cubs. He uses pet tiger cubs and is like, yo, you want to pet some tigers? All right, cool. Come through the crib. So then they come through the crib and he's like, so after you're done with these tigers, like, you gonna let me and my wife hit or what's up? They be like, all right. Bro, I'm watching this thing like, is that all it takes? Right? And then he had this joke. He was like, it takes a little pussy to get a lot of pussy. And then his wife is sitting there like, mm-hmm. Yo, I was just like, is that all it takes? Like, if you just have a tiger cub, like, bam. Like, women are just be like, dude, I would do whatever if you just let me pet this tiger cub. give me 15 minutes with this cub, and I swear to God, I'll make your dreams come true. Man. But yeah, this dude goes down there because Joe's having trouble. My man comes down there because apparently they've dealt cubs in the past, right? And he's like, boom, I'm gonna help you get out all of this. You know, we'll put the zoo in my name, we'll rebrand it, all this other stuff. I got some monies, you know, because Joe's just like, damn, you got all these women, you got the Ferrari, you got a pool in the house. You, what's up? I want to be like you. And then Jeff is just like, well, let me show you how to be like me, right? So he gets there and he just starts making changes, bringing his own people in who don't listen to Joe. Joe gets mad. He thinks it's like some kind of scheme. Somebody's out to get him. And then here he is like trying to low-key get a hitman to go after Carol because he thinks Carol is the one who is putting these people. Oh my gosh. Y'all need to go watch this show. I can't make this stuff up. Bro, it was some other highlights, right? So Joe, like I said, he has people who are not trained, who have not gone to school to understand how animals behave. He had this one chick there, and you'll see her immediately in the interviews. She has one arm, right? And they show the scene where she has her arm ripped off by a tiger, right? So that happens. Joe's putting a tourniquet on. Like the zoo is open. He goes into the gift shop, and there are customers in the gift shop. And my man jumps in there, and he is like, "Hey, everybody, I want to let you guys know before you see it on the news, we've had a tiger attack. An employee had her arm ripped off. So I can either give you a rain check or give you your refund back, but it's probably best that y'all not be here right now." Everybody in the gift shop is like, is this dude fuck? Like, is he for real right now? Like, they're looking at each other like unbelief. Like, this man came in here and told us a tiger ripped off an employee's arm, and I'm here to see tigers. I'm getting up out of there, bro. You wouldn't. I would have been like, "Excuse me, watch out real quick." While everybody's in shock, hey, Apple, get the kids. Let's fucking go right now before these animals revolt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be here with all this shit going on. Arms getting ripped off? My guy, come on. And you wonder why I only go to the San Diego Zoo. That's the only zoo I go to, because I think they got their shit together. Now, is it all peachy and keen? Because like when you watch this show, you see the stuff that is going on behind the scenes with the how they're feeding them, how they're treating them, how all this other stuff, and you're just like, I can understand why lions and tigers want to just fuck them up. And I'm pretty sure like the rooms and the offices they were in, they were unkept and all this other stuff. I'm just like, this does not appear to be a place where humane treatment is being done, you know? And you go to San Diego Zoo and it's like state of the art, this, that, and the third, but I'm pretty sure there's some underhanded shit going on. Cause ever since I saw that documentary Blackfish about how SeaWorld and shit treats their animals, I'm just like, it's probably everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you just have to put that front on, like my man Dr. Baganavan up in Myrtle Beach, and then people won't fuck with your shit. But no, there's some other stuff going on, but you need to watch this series. And if you have seen it, comment and tell me what it is, because I'm ready to have full discussions about this thing. You know what I'm saying? The one thing I will say to cap this one off, and I know you'll be like, "Oh, it's only 30 minutes." I'm trying to do 2 hour-long podcast in a week is kind of it's hard because I run out of shit to talk about. So I figured I'd just do probably 30, 45 minutes, probably 30 to 40 minutes. I don't know, somewhere in between there, of podcast material. But anyway, as I'm watching this, the whole thing, like it's on the last episode, and I'm like, I have not seen one black person in this whole documentary. And this is one of those few documentaries where I can be like, damn, white people is crazy. And I was finally able to do it because I'm just like, there's not one black person in this whole crime triangle, rectangle, whatever shape, profiting off of this. There's gotta be, because brothers, man, we trying to make a quick buck. Like, we ain't trying to be in with the tigers. Like, yo, you need me to drive this thing across country for fucking $3,000? I got you, and we will do that. I won't. I know some people who would. I know some people who would 100% jump in a truck, no questions asked, drive a snow leopard from Houston, Texas to Alaska, no questions. They ain't even look. Don't look in the back of the truck. Keep the refrigerator on 35, whatever, and get this motherfucker to Alaska. And then we'll do it. No questions. No questions. Loyal. Pow. Straight there. And I'm just like, one of these episodes, he's going to hire a brother to do this. And he did not. Because he wanted to keep his circle close, which I'm glad he did. Because I would have been super upset had I seen a brother in that thing involved any kind of way with those weird people. But that is my thoughts on Tiger King. You have to see it. My man, I mean, it's his 2 husbands turn out they not even really gay. You know what I'm saying? Like they were smashing the female employees at the park behind dude's back. Oh man, Joe was, y'all got to see it. That's all I'm gonna say. Please look into it, and after you watch it, please comment. Let me know what's going on, how you feel about it, and then we'll go from there. Because I really want to have discussions about this show. Let me know what you think. Um, I for one started it last night about 10, and I finished, like, I watched 4 episodes last night. No, 3 episodes last night, and then the last 4 this morning. So that's the kind of show it was for me. I'm looking for the next documentary. Netflix, you don't let me down with these documentaries, man. So that's how I feel about it. You guys, let me know what you think about it, and then of course, damn, I don't know. I hope you guys are all staying safe during this coronavirus thing. Some people think it's being blown out of proportion. Others think, it's where it needs to be at. I'm just taking it one day at a time, doing everything I can to make sure me and my family are good to go. So if there's anything you need, we do have a surplus of shit. Toilet paper, sanitizer, hand soap, things like that. My wife is into couponing, so we do have a small stockpile. If there's anything you need that I can get to you reasonably now, don't ask for all the toilet paper, but my wife is willing to help out. So if you guys need anything, please do not be afraid to holler at your boy and holler at your boys. No, don't holler at Apple. You holler at me. God damn it. But yeah, just let us know. Like I said, we're here to help any way we can, whether it be taking your mind off of what's going on in the world with a little bit of podcast, little video every here now and then. So yeah, y'all let me know. Holla at your boy. And please stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Wipe your asses. All that toilet paper gone. Y'all better be doing something with it. All right. Y'all take care. Peace.